It is our never too early, but way too early 2025 NFL quarterback rankings, and we're going to make a tier list with these guys. We're going to talk from top to bottom about the guys that I've seen over film, and now that we've gathered some information about the guys that are in college coming out, I think we've got some spaces to put them. We're going to break this down into 7 different categories. We're going to go A+, which is like your all-pro guys. A, which is your elite players. B+, which is the guys that are almost elite but are really good players, game changers. B, guys that are like almost there but not quite, but still solid. C, guys that are just maybe lower mid-tier. D, guys that I think are make or break right now and have a lot to prove, and if not, they're going to be moving to the F by the end of the year. And F, guys that are almost done, on the way out. No matter what way you shake it, it doesn't look good. Now, let's get into the video. All right, we're going to start this list with the guys that are in the A+ category, the guys that I think are the top 4 guys in the NFL right now. And I'm going to go in order. If I was starting a team from scratch, I'd be grabbing Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, I'd probably grab Jaden Daniels, but he's not A+ just yet. I think Pat Mahomes is in this category, and I think that the last one is probably Joe Burrow. These are my A+ players in the league right now. And the only one that I think hasn't played like an A+ player of recent is Pat Mahomes, but I think he can flip the switch at any point in time. And I also think that when he gets Rashee Rice back this next year, it's going to elevate his gameplay. So these are my A+ guys in the league right now. I think Lamar Jackson, if you were starting a team from scratch, he's the guy that gives you the best chance with a really bad roster. Josh Allen, I think, is a winner. I think he's a unicorn. I think he's going to get over the hump sooner rather than later. Got Patrick Mahomes, who is Patrick Mahomes, obviously, and Joe Burrow, who's going to have to throw for 50. Who's going to have to throw for probably 50 touchdowns this year, score 50 points a game to even be in the contention to make it to the playoffs. So that's what we're working with right now in A+. Now let's get to the A category. These are guys for me, like I said, that are elite players, but they're not the super all-pro players. So Jaden Daniels, you were almost here for me. Can't wait to see what you do this year. I'm excited to see you get back on the horse and see you ride. Matt Stafford is also in this category. If Matt Stafford was a little bit younger, had a little more juice left, he'd be in this all-pro category, and some could even argue that he's still there right now, but I'm going to put him here right now, and this is where we're going to let this ride. And then last but not least in this category, Mr. Super Bowl winner himself, Jalen Hurts. Look, I know there's a lot of discourse around him. I know he's got a super team that he's playing on, but he's a winner. He can do it with his arm. He can do it with his legs, and he is stone cold. He's not afraid of pressure, and I think he's shown that he is an elite player in this league, and he has been elevating them, especially when he's healthy.
To play everybody on 3, say what play we running. 1, 2, 3.
Quarterback sneak. Quarterback sneak.
Jalen Hurts special. I squash 600 pounds.
Stop what we're doing real quick. This video is brought to you by Sleeper, who is the #1 fantasy football app in the world, but they don't just have fantasy football. They have March Madness, Sleeper picks, and everything else in between. And if you have your fantasy football league somewhere else, you can import it with all your historical stats and get fresh and reset and have a league on a platform you really want to be. Not to mention, Sleeper's going to give you $55 in free plays when you use code KURT when you upload the money. The link is in the description below. Also, sleeper.com/promo/KURT. They give you $55 in free plays when you upload $10 and place one $5 entry. That's all you got to do. Not to mention they have free picks, boosted picks, protected picks, all that good stuff all month long, dang near every single day. You guys can get in the action, check it out, but we got to get back to this list. Now, let's get to the next tier, this B+ category. And I don't want you to look at B+ and think this is all of a negative, because this is actually a really positive thing. But there can only be so many A players. These B+ players for me are guys like Baker Mayfield.
And when I woke up this morning, I was feeling pretty dangerous.
Baker Mayfield is almost elite in the league right now today. But I still love what he's doing. I think he can take another step this year, but it's looking like the NFC South is going to have to run through Tampa Bay, and I think Baker Mayfield's the guy for the job, and I think he's going to just keep producing year in and year out. CJ Stroud took a step back for me last year, and I'm expecting him to take one more step forward this year. CJ is a special talent with the ball in his hand, and I like what he can do, and I think that the Texans maybe underperformed a little bit. They had some injuries, some crazy things happened. Tank Dell went down, Nico Collins missed a bunch of games, the O-line played terrible, they fired their OC. I think CJ's going to have a big year 3. Justin Herbert, there's just so many question marks about who could he be with an elite roster. Who would Justin Herbert be if he was throwing to guys that Joe Burrow was throwing to? We don't know, but they're getting better every year, and I like how the Chargers are playing football. I like how Harbaugh has built the team, and I think that Justin Herbert is in this B+ category because if you let him catch fire, he's a problem. So he's kind of in this tier with me. And now this is where it gets kind of tricky. B+ guys. I think one more B+ guy that you have to put in here, and again, I'm going to say there's 2 more B+ guys. Give me Brock Purdy, who really, in my opinion, silenced a lot of critics last year. He had very few weapons, like at all. And he still played considerably well last year without having Christian McCaffrey. Debo didn't play well. Ayuk was hurt all year. Like, it wasn't great. And Brock Purdy actually showed up. Now, if they can get him some weapons and actually let him cook a little bit, change the protections at the line of scrimmage, I think Brock could be a dude. So I put him in the B+ category. I could easily see him in the B category, but I think he's been to a Super Bowl. He showed that he's a gamer. Put him in the B+, but he's more on the back end of this. And then this other B+ kind of category of a guy that I'm looking at right now is Jared Goff. I think we've seen good Jared Goff and we've seen bad Jared Goff. Jared Goff has a lot of questions to answer this year. No Ben Johnson, kind of figuring him out a little bit, get some pressure in his face. Things look a little uncomfortable. We'll see what he does this year, but I could see Jared Goff sliding down in the B category very easily. If he has a crazy year, I could see him sliding up into the A category, but for right now, we're going to start him off with B+ just off of merit. And I don't know, man. I'm not sold. I think there's other guys that if they were in his position, they'd be B+ players themselves. I'm looking at guys like Kyler Murray. I'm looking at guys like Jordan Love, Bo Nix, Aaron Rodgers. Those guys, in my opinion, in the right situation with the right team would be a Jared Goff kind of B+ category player. But that's where we're at right now. Now, let's switch gears. We're going to go to the B category. This B category is going to be fluent. By the time the year's rolling, these guys are going to move up. They're going to move down, but they're probably not going to stay the same. So we're going to start it off with my guy, Jordan Love. No true wide receiver 1, wide receiver 2 in question. Can they build something around him? We'll find out. But from the way that it looked, it didn't look good up front last year for parts of the year. They're revamping the O-line some. The receiver room was really thin, had a lot of question marks, a lot of drops, was leading the league in drop passes. I think Jordan could have been a B+ player, and I had him as a B+ player 2 years ago. Took a step back. I don't think it's all his fault, but this is where he's going to start this season. Now, Dak Prescott, can you bounce back? I think you can. I think Dak, when he's playing really, really well, is an A player to a B+ player. I also think Caleb Williams, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt right now. I think that you with Ben Johnson could be a B player. I think you could be a B+ player. I almost had you in the C category, but you were going through a shitstorm last year, and I'm going to start you out in the B category. Now, who else do we have on this list? Kyler Murray. I think if Kyler Murray was not an Arizona Cardinal, if Kyler Murray was a Detroit Lion, holy shit, we'd be talking about him a lot differently. I think he's so talented, but he's stuck with the Cardinals. We'll see how it works out this year. I think he's in this B category of a player. Who else do we have here? Bo Nix. Bo Nix is almost B+. Bo Nix was playing really well last year. This B category is going to be really, really thick. There's a lot of guys that I think are going to be moving up and down, like I said. I have him in that category. Give me Michael Penix Jr., who I think is going to be B+ to A at some point this year. I love Michael Penix Jr. I absolutely love him. I think Aaron Rodgers, if he goes to the Steelers, could be a B+ player very easily. I think he could be an A player if all things shake out. But also, if he goes somewhere that isn't so hot like the Jets, he could end up being in the C category. We don't know. Now, Geno Smith. I'm looking at you.
They wrote me off. I ain't right back, though.
I think Geno Smith actually lit the world on fire a little bit last year quietly with the Seattle Seahawks. And he played really well, and I think he's in this B category of players. These guys are going to go up, down, side to side. Who knows? But this is where I have these guys right now. Now, this C category, Cam Ward, I think, could be B+. I think he could be B, but he's got a tall task if he goes to Tennessee. Who knows what it looks like, but I like Cam Ward as a talent. I think he's going to be a good player. I think Bryce Young is a C player that could be B to B+. Transparently, I think his situation is tough, but he showed some promise at the end of the last year. Oh boy. I think Tua is a C player now. I don't think that Tua's been playing well. I don't have high hopes for Tua this year. I'm not a hater, I promise. When he was playing hot, I really liked it, but I think I've seen enough to know that I don't trust what Tua brings to the table to be consistent enough to be in this B category. I have him in the C category.
I was baths and the beyond does not eradicate the stain, the stench that hovers over me.
I'm just going to do it right now. Will Levis is in the F. I think Trevor Lawrence is a C player that could move down to F. I think Sam Darnold is in the C category.
Seeing ghosts.
Oh, I kind of want some movement here.
I'm not seeing enough movement.
I think Derek Carr is in that category. Kirk Cousins is in the F category.
You like that?
Anthony Richardson is in the D category. Make or break. Daniel Jones is in the D category. Make or break. I think Mel Rose is going to be in the D category. I think Jameis Winston is going to be in the D category. I think Russell Wilson is going to be in the C category. I think Shedeur Sanders has got to go. We're going to go Shedeur Sanders right here. Shedeur Sanders is going to start out in the D category for me. And Drake May. I'm putting Drake May in the C category. I think Drake May could be in the B. as well. Looking over all of this, we're going to leave all these other guys out. But looking over what we're working with right now, we got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, 35 players. When you look at this across the board, I think this is very safe up here. I think this is in a tier of its own. I like this. I think CJ Stroud, I think he's good there. This category feels like it needs to be broken up a little bit more. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna flip this on the fly. We're gonna go D/F, we're gonna go C+, and we're gonna go C. I think we're good here. This is how I wanna see this. This is what I'm gonna do. I love Jameis Winston. I'm gonna be very honest with you. I think Jameis Winston can play some football. I know he's gonna throw a lot of interceptions, but I think he can play some football. Hold up, let me cook. Let's get these in the right order. Let me cook for a minute.
A few moments later.
This feels better to me. This feels better. Man, I think when Dak is healthy, he's actually in this tier. Truthfully. I think he's in this tier when he's healthy. I think this, you know... All right, I think we're happy here. I think we can be happy here. Let's run through this one more time. Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes, Jaden Daniels, Matt Stafford, Jalen Hurts, Baker Mayfield, Herbert, Stroud, Purdy, who's done it, Prescott, Goff. This is going to be a hell of a category to see play out this year. Jordan Love, Kyler Murray, Geno Smith, Aaron Rodgers. I'm really interested to see what he does in Pittsburgh. Hopefully that's where he goes. Michael Penix Jr. could easily pop up. Bo Nix is almost here. Caleb Williams, probably. I think Caleb Williams could be B+ with Ben Johnson. I think if you put Caleb Williams in Jared Goff's situation, Caleb Williams is a freaking great player. Drake May, I think, could be in the B category. I think Bryce Young, I loved what I saw at him at the end of the year. Sam Darnold could be in the B category, but I don't know, the end of the year was scary. Trevor Lawrence, I could see Trevor Lawrence falling off. Tua, I could see him falling off or having an average year and moving up to B. Cam Ward, so talented. I think this is perfect. I think this is absolutely perfect, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments, what you think about my tier list, how you see these guys shaking out. It's going to be a crazy year. We're going to probably have to do this around week 8, week 9, revamp this, see where all the cards lie, but this is where I'm starting this year. And I know we're not talking all fantasy and stuff. Some of these guys' rushing stats are going to play heavily into this, but this is what I like. This is my tier list. I'll be on the lookout for you guys in the next video. Leave a comment. Let me know what you guys want to see next. I'm out.